Debs loved a good spooky story. So when his friends dared him to spend 5 minutes inside the abandoned Mukherjee mansion, he was all in. Easy peasy, Debs said, puffing out his chest. The old house loomed large, covered in shadows. It was a broken-down piece of the past, with peeling paint and vines everywhere. As Debs pushed open the squeaky gate, a shiver went down his spine. The air turned cold, sending chills down his back. He took a deep breath and walked toward the front door. The door creaked open, showing a dusty hallway. Cobwebs hung everywhere, and the stale smell of decay filled the air. Each step on the wooden floor echoed in the quiet. Debs tiptoed further inside, his heart thumping. He ran his fingers along the wall, trying to find a light switch. Suddenly, he heard something. It was a soft whisper, like someone sighing right next to him. Debs spun around, scared stiff. A see-through figure floated at the end of the hallway. It shimmered in the dim light, its eyes glowing a spooky green. He stumbled backward, unable to speak. The ghostly figure drifted towards him, its pale hand reaching out. Debs wanted to run, to yell, but he couldn't move. Just as the ghost was about to touch him, it disappeared. Debs scrambled back, his heart pounding. He tripped and fell, landing at the bottom of the stairs. As he lay there, catching his breath, he heard a quiet giggle. It wasn't the ghostly whisper from before. This giggle was definitely a person's. He looked up and saw his friends coming out from behind a hidden door under the stairs. They were laughing so hard, tears were running down their faces. "Gotcha!" they shouted, showing a hidden speaker and a sheet they used for the ghost. Debs, relieved and a little annoyed, started laughing too. The Mukherjee mansion wasn't haunted after all. It was just the perfect spot for a trick. Okay, so after the prank, Debs and his friends were feeling brave. They wanted to see what else was hidden in that creepy Mukherjee mansion. Gap 2S. They were walking down the dark hallways when they found a secret door behind a bookshelf. It led down to a basement. Their flashlights made spooky shadows on the walls. Gap 2S. The basement was full of old stuff. Swords, books, and weird little things were all over the place. It was like a museum of forgotten things. The walls had strange symbols and faded drawings like clues to a treasure hidden somewhere in the mansion. Gap 2S. They decided to split up to look around. As they went deeper into the basement, weird things started to happen. Shadows seemed to move, they heard whispers, and cold air swished past them. Spooky, right? Gap 2S. Debs found an old diary. It told the story of the mansion and the people who lived there before. One part talked about a hidden treasure protected by puzzles and traps. Debs was excited, and a little scared, so he called his friends to show them. Gap 2S. They put the clues together, getting more and more excited. The Mukherjee mansion wasn't just an old house, it was like a time machine to the past. Gap 2S. They didn't know it then, but their adventure was just starting. The Mukherjee mansion had a lot more secrets to tell. So Debs is going deeper into the basement, right? And he finds this old diary. It belonged to someone who used to live in the mansion a long time ago. This person wrote about weird stuff happening, like seeing ghosts. Debs reads the diary, and with every page he gets creeped out. The diary talks about a secret room, a room that holds all the mansion's secrets. Gap 2S. Debs is excited and scared. He has to find this room, but he's also worried about what's inside. He calls his friends, shows them the diary, and points out the clues about the hidden room. Gap 2S. They work together, following the weird instructions in the diary, moving old furniture, looking for hidden switches. Their flashlights flicker, making spooky shadows on the walls. Gap 2S. And then, they find it. A hidden door in the wall opens up, showing a small hallway. It's dusty and smells old. They're hesitant, but they're too curious. Debs goes first, and they step into the hallway. It feels like the mansion's secrets are pressing down on them. Gap 2S. The hallway leads to a small, dark room. There's an old chest in the middle, covered in cobwebs. Debs walks towards it slowly, his heart beating fast. He opens the chest. Inside are old things and a map. The map seems to show where the hidden treasure mentioned in the diary is. Gap 2S. But just when they're about to celebrate, a cold wind blows through the room and their flashlights go out. They hear a whisper, very quiet but real. "Leave this place," it says. They freeze, scared stiff. This adventure just got a whole lot scarier. The Mukherjee mansion's secrets are more dangerous than they thought. Gap 2S. With the map and a whole lot of caution, they go back to the basement. They still want to solve the mystery, but now they know it's dangerous. Their journey isn't over, and the mansion has more secrets to show. Debs, driven by the clues in the old diary, found himself standing in front of a hidden door behind an ancient bookshelf. With a deep breath, he pushed it open, revealing a room filled with ancient relics and a large, ornate chest. The relics seemed to whisper secrets of the past, their presence heavy in the air. Gap 2S. As Debs approached the chest, his heart pounded louder with each step. Suddenly, he heard soft footsteps echoing behind him. He turned around, his flashlight shaking in his hand, to see a shadowy figure standing silently in the doorway. Gap 2S. The figure began to move slowly towards him, its presence filling the room with an overwhelming sense of dread. Debs felt paralyzed, unable to look away. The shadow reached out a hand as if trying to warn him. Gap 2S. A cold breeze swept through the room, and in a voice barely above a whisper, the figure spoke. Beware the treasure you seek. It holds more than gold and jewels. It holds a curse. Gap 2S. Debs felt a chill run down his spine. The figure's warning echoed in his mind, leaving him with a newfound fear. The mansion's secrets were darker and more dangerous than he had imagined. Gap 2S. With the shadow's warning lingering in the air, Debs knew he had to proceed with extreme caution. The mystery of the Mukherjee mansion was far from over, and the next steps could lead to unimaginable peril. Gap 2S. Determined yet wary, Debs took a deep breath and prepared to face whatever lay ahead. The mansion's secrets had been hidden for a reason, and now, uncovering them could come at a great cost. The shadowy figure turned out to be one of Debs's friends, playing another prank. Relief washed over him as laughter filled the room, breaking the tension that had been suffocating him. Gap 2S. Together, they decided to open the ornate chest, curiosity getting the better of them. Inside, they found old letters, photographs, and an intricately detailed map. The map seemed to lead to another part of the mansion, promising more adventures and mysteries to uncover. Excitement replaced fear as the group huddled around the map, their eyes gleaming with anticipation. They decided to follow the map and see where it led them, ready to face whatever new secrets the Mukherjee mansion had in store. Little did they know this was just the beginning of their journey into the unknown. The map led them to the attic, a place they had never dared to explore before. The wooden ladder creaked under their weight as they climbed, each step echoing through the silent mansion. Gap 1S. Reaching the top, they found themselves surrounded by dusty relics of the past. Old trunks, forgotten furniture, and cobweb-covered portraits. The air was thick with the scent of aged wood and forgotten memories. Gap 1S. With cautious excitement, they began to sift through the hidden treasures, uncovering more than just objects. They found journals detailing secret meetings, letters that spoke of forbidden love, and photographs capturing moments of clandestine gatherings. Gap 1S. The attic was a treasure trove of the mansion's rich history, each discovery peeling back another layer of the Mukherjee mansion's enigmatic past. The group felt a sense of connection to those who had once walked these halls, their stories intertwining with their own. Gap 1S. Piece by piece, they began to understand the mansion's true story, a tale filled with intrigue, mystery, and secrets long buried. The attic's secrets were just the beginning of what the mansion had to reveal. Gap 2S. They knew now that their journey was far from over. With renewed determination, they decided to delve deeper into the mansion's history, ready to uncover every secret it held. Gap 1S. Little did they know, the most startling revelations were yet to come. As the night went on, the group decided to camp out in the mansion. They shared stories, laughed, and enjoyed the thrill of their adventure. The eerie atmosphere of the mansion added to the excitement, and they felt like they were part of a real-life ghost story. By the end of the night, they had formed a stronger bond and created memories that would last a lifetime. Gap 1S. The crackling of a small campfire they had managed to set up in the grand hall provided a comforting glow amidst the shadows. Gap 1S. They spoke of their discoveries, the hidden basement, the secret room, and the attic's secrets, weaving their own tale of bravery and curiosity. Gap 1S. The mansion, once a place of fear and mystery, now felt like an old friend sharing its deepest secrets with them. Gap 1S. Under the watchful gaze of the moonlight streaming through the broken windows, they realized that their adventure had turned into something much more profound. Gap 1S. It was a journey not just through the mansion, but through their own fears, friendships, and the unspoken bond that had formed between them. Gap 1S. As they lay down to rest, the mansion seemed to whisper its approval, wrapping them in a blanket of ancient stories and newfound camaraderie. Gap 2S. Tomorrow would bring new challenges and discoveries, but for now, they were content, knowing they were not just explorers of the mansion, but of their own hearts and souls. Gap 1S. The night, filled with the echoes of the past and the promise of the future, was theirs to cherish forever.